Good morning, Bucknutters. It is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and change. If it's Tuesday, that can mean only one thing. Duane Long is here. Roxy may be here. Duane, how goes it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is Duane and Roxy today. I don't know why she's decided to join the Bucknuts 5 and change, but she has.
If it makes you feel any better, right as you said, Roxy, my dog started growling, and I thought we were going to have a little cacophony here, but not. We are going to discuss the Ohio State Buckeyes. Got an impressive win, let's say, over Akron, 59-7. The key storyline, Kyle McCord made his debut as a Buckeye. Our Mark Porter broke down every single throw in our weekly Buckeye in the Sky. You can see that linked below. You should definitely watch that before you listen to this. Duane, what did you see from Kyle McCord? And let's pitch it forward. Did you see enough that you think there was a legitimate quarterback controversy? However, I might add before you answer that, Ryan Day said yesterday that C.J. Stroud's shoulder is improving, but it's day to day. So they're not going to tell us before the game probably who's going to be the starter. Given what you know, assess the situation.
Oh, well, I don't think there's a quarterback controversy, and really there shouldn't be. There was nothing. You can't tell me that McCord was so much better than Stroud that he deserves the start. Or even let's throw Jack Miller in there. He played very well too. What we did learn is, one, we needed to get these guys on the football field. We've tried to, some fans just think, okay, well, they're high school superstars. They're going to come right in and they're going to be throwing the ball around like Tom Brady. And it's just not the way it is. These kids needed to be on the field. We saw that. No better example than the first four balls that McCord threw. First one, he throws in the dirt. Second one, he throws what is a lateral on a slip screen. Third one, he throws into the stands. He went Joe Boserman. And fourth one, he was late, and the defensive back got a hand on it. It was not a great ball anyway. And then from there, he settled down and threw the football as well as Stroud. You can't really say from what we saw that one is so clearly better than the others. Stroud has the most experience, and so he's going to put up bigger numbers. He's got more balls. He's put more balls in the air. But, I think that we come out of this saying, okay, we can go in with any of these three guys and win football games. That is the one takeaway I have from it, is that we've recruited well. These guys are as talented as we thought they would be or hoped they would be. They just need game experience. And we found out here that getting the guys on the field, letting them calm down, you're in Ohio State now. This is not these guys you've been throwing around football with all your life down at hometown. This is the big time. And, McCord settled down. Miller didn't even really need to calm down. He came in, he's fine out right away. Didn't throw as many balls, obviously, but we got three talented kids that just need game experience. And I think we should continue to get these other two in there. We need to get both of them in there and get them more reps as the season goes on. Injuries happen. Now, as far as what's going on this week with Stroud, if there's any injury to him still, I don't see any reason in playing him. You're saying, well, Rutgers is just a little tougher opponent. Well, yeah, they are. But I thought that both the other guys threw the ball well enough. And if Stroud was injured enough that he needs to come out of there, then let him get completely healed up. Put some faith in these kids. They've been on the field now. Especially McCord. He threw a lot of balls, not a lot of balls, more balls than Jack Miller did. Put him on the field. Let's see what he can do.
What makes this really interesting to me is Kyle McCord is a Philly native. They're going to Rutgers, which isn't far away. Kyle McCord's dad played for Rutgers. So for him to get to start at Rutgers would be a super emotional deal for him. I didn't see anything from Kyle McCord that worries me. Let's just say that. I think you made an excellent point. He wasn't so good that he Wally picked CJ Stroud for that matter. I thought Jack Miller, like everyone has said, looked very comfortable in there. Yes, he was third team on third team, but he looked very comfortable. It will be interesting to see what they do this weekend, and I agree with what you said. I don't think CJ Stroud will play if he has even a hint of soreness. There's just no reason to do it. I do think it's kind of poetic if Kyle McCord were to get his first start, it will be against Rutgers. Speaking of which, this is probably the biggest game involving Rutgers in some time. It is a litmus test for Ohio State. If they go to Rutgers and really handle their business and look impressive, I think you make the argument they're on their way to hitting their stride, and it's going to be an awesome year. If they go to Rutgers and struggle, I think that might be, symbolic of the rest of the season ahead. Your thoughts on Greg Schiano and Rutgers coming up this weekend?
Oh, I think they're going to come in confident. They played us tough last year. And now he says, well, they're a little bit vulnerable. They're not the team they were last year. We're going to have them on our home field. And this could be what kickstarts our program again. I think this is going to be he's probably targeted this game ever since he arrived back at Rutgers again. So they're going to come, and they come off a tough loss, but they played well. And I think that they think they've got our number. I think they think they're going to win this football game. I think it is a litmus test for us. It is showing itself to be a better program under Schiano. So, we go in there and we got a huge win this past weekend over an opponent that was clearly outmanned and outgunned and outcoached, and it's just the way it is. But now we got an opponent that we can say, okay, what do we got here? We can really look at ourselves and say, okay, this is what we have. I think we're improved defensively, no question about it. The last couple of games, we should be even better. I think we're getting better personnel in there, Dan. I think we all have to look at what's going on, like at the defensive line. We weren't getting anything out of Teron Vincent. We just weren't. And Michael Cage gets healthy, or is it Michael? Jerron Cage. Jerron Cage gets healthy. He helped. Bigger body in there, veteran guy. He really helped. And Tyleek Williams looks like at least a junior. I mean, the kid is playing like we hoped he would. Just didn't expect it this early, or at least I did. And look how he's playing. We put those two guys in there. Harrison seems to have found another level, the level we hoped he'd get to. That was Akron, though. We're going to keep that in mind. But I think we're a better defense. I think that we're going to see it get better as guys get used to their roles and start going, okay, my partner over here that I'm used to playing with now, I know what he's going to do here. And this guy over here, he's going to do this. And that is huge. We talk about the offensive line. That's the way it is all over the football field. The more familiar guys are with their position and the guys that are playing beside that, it matters. It really does matter. So getting them in there, and a name that we are all starting to talk about, Steele Chambers needs to be on the field more. He is the kid that's always around the ball. Linebackers that are always around the ball are eventually going to make something happen. Steele Chambers, I wonder what he would have been like if he would have been a linebacker the whole time here. It seems like every game, he's closer to the ball. You see him on the film more times because that he's around the football. He's going to really help us out. I like what's going on. I'm a little concerned about the safety position right now. I'm just not convinced about Shaw. I think we're going to be better defensively as the year goes along. We've gotten better the last couple of games when we made some changes.
If you bet that today's accidental name drop would be Michael Cage and his Jerry curl and ability to control the defensive glass, you're a big winner. Secondly, one thing is for sure. Whatever weaknesses Ohio State has, Greg Schiano knows them and will attempt to exploit them. He knows this roster very well. Whatever concerns you have, you're going to find out whether Ohio State can hack it against Rutgers. We're going to take a quick break, come back. Duane and I are going to give out 3 predictions for the rest of the season. All right, we are back. Going to have a little fun here as we are wont to do sometimes. Duane and I are going to give you 3 hyperbolic predictions for the rest of the season. Our first one, shocker, it's about Travion Henderson. I'll give you mine, then you can give me yours. Mine is that Travion Henderson will be invited to New York for the Heisman ceremony. I thought this was going to be an outlandish request, and then I looked. He's already on the Vegas board as a Heisman contender, so he's behind all the major quarterbacks and such. But if you look at the quarterbacks that are up there, the Matt Corrals, their teams need to do pretty well. I'm not sure they're going to do that. So I think Travion Henderson will be invited to New York. Your Travion Henderson prediction, Duane.
Okay, I haven't gone that far. That's not really that outrageous considering what he's done. Mine was just he was going to be a freshman Big Ten Player of the Year. That's my prediction. If he ends up in New York, if he's think about this, if he's Big Ten Player of the Year, that seems like a recipe to end up in New York. I'm not going to be surprised. This kid is just, I mean, you got to say it. He's even better than Zeke when Zeke was, first arriving. If you compare their careers at a similar point, Henderson is better than Zeke, and that's a big statement.
It is a huge statement, but it's accurate. He's so fast. That's the thing about it that just changes it with everything else. There are a lot of guys who have moves and see the hole and stuff, but there's so few guys who then have like that elite win the 100-yard dash in the state of Virginia speed. It's just incredible. I said it yesterday on Sunday's show. To me, there are 2 running backs in the nation right now that are just clearly ahead of everybody else, and it's Henderson and Bijan Robinson, who we discussed for 3 or 4 years. Neither one available for the draft, I might add. All right, Duane, your second prediction.
Oh, I got to throw Spiller from Texas A&M in there with the 2 you named. Best backs in the country. My second one, Luke Weipler will stay at center for the rest of the year. He's going to be the starting center the rest of the year.
That does not surprise me. What does surprise me about Whippler, that's a vocal dude. If you watch on the sidelines, he's talking all the time. I have attended high school in New Jersey. He's from Jersey, and he's got a little bit of that East Coast in him. I like it, and I like the prediction. Here's my prediction. We've talked about him plenty. When the season's over and we decide on who the real defensive MVP is, the answer will be Steel Chambers. Very impressed with Steel Chambers, and he's something we didn't have, which is a playmaking, solid linebacker. So I'm not saying he's the best player in the defense, but he'll be the MVP for what he brings. Your thoughts?
Well, that leads right into my third prediction that Steel Chambers is going to lead this team in tackles, even though he was not a starter for the first few games and wasn't playing a lot. He's still going to lead the team in tackles. The kid's all over the place. He's all over the place. And that's what you need in linebackers. Guys that see where it is and go get it. That's what linebackers are supposed to do. And that's what he does better than any linebacker on this roster.
All right, my last one is kind of a reinforcement of what we had talked about earlier in the year. First Buckeye taken in the draft will be Nicholas Petit-Frere. Your thoughts?
I'm not seeing him in draft, the top players for the draft, and I don't get – they must not feel like he's really sure coming out. I do. I mean, it makes sense that he's going to come on out. And when you watch him, he's just – nobody's doing anything with him, Dan.
You don't want to hear anything.
Yeah. Yeah, the last thing you want is an offensive lineman people are talking about. Remember Harry Miller from last year? We were talking way too much about Harry Miller. Why? Well, let's not go back over that. But, yeah, when you don't hear about an offensive lineman, that's a good thing. And, just sitting as I do, I tend to watch offensive line play and just watching them. I've seen guys just kind of back off like, I'm not getting by this guy. I might as well drop back in coverage. I mean, I've seen guys do that. And it didn't, just the way the play broke down, it didn't appear like that was their assignment. He's dominating out there. He's absolutely dominating.
I'll finish with this. For Ohio State to probably be anywhere near the national championship contender, we all hope, they're going to have to get it done on the ground. It's going to be a Travion Henderson and offensive line as our best card. Let's hope it works out. We appreciate Duane stopping by. Have a good one, Bucknutters.